Eryn Wilkinson.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished VUSD guests, Interim Superintendent Mr. Joseph Richards, parents, siblings, extended relatives, friends, and class of 2017. Right now, you're expecting me to say something like, "Congratulations, we made it," because that's the stereotypical way to start a graduation speech. I mean, throw in some quotes about success and moving on and you've got a speech. But I won't make you sit through that. I will say, however, that this accomplishment is something to be proud of. We've all had that overwhelming feeling of anxiety before a calculus test, or the complete and utter regret that consumes you upon the realization that all of the homework you procrastinated on is due in 6 hours. Whether you ran 10 gassers at practice the night before, or stayed at school until 10 o'clock rehearsing the same lines over and over, or simply binge-watched an entire season of Parks and Rec on Netflix, getting up every morning was a struggle. Of course, it wasn't always that hard. As the cheesy phrase goes, it was the best of times, it was the worst of times. Dramatic, right? So instead of boring you with more cliches, let's talk board games. Take Chutes and Ladders, for example. Sometimes you climb up 3 levels, and other times you slide all the way back down to the beginning. Just like your pride when you were named captain of the volleyball team and then went 0-8 in league. Yeah. Or like when you put on cute clothes for the first time all week and a seagull decides to ruin your day. High school is a paradox like that. You go up 2 levels and slide down 3 more. The game of sorry is frustrating like that too. You make it almost all the way into your safe zone, but someone gets a sorry card and bumps you all the way back to home. It feels kind of like working hard all year just to have your teacher say she's not going to round your B to an A. Or cheering on your best friend all game and rooting for number 64, but at the end, finding out that he was actually number 65. There's the really bad days, when you had to take a 4-hour test on a Saturday, I repeat, 4 hours and Saturday, or when you lost to the team which shall not be named on a fluke call in the end zone, or when you opened up the email from your dream college and they said there were just too many good applicants, and you weren't one of them. You slid down about 4 levels that time. But despite the daily occurrences that made you wish for this very last day of high school to come sooner, you will miss the really good days. Like when you got to watch softball win the CIF championships after an undefeated season. The first team in our league to do so. Or when you painted yourself black and blue and screamed over the clang of the cowbell from the spirit section. Or maybe it was the day your counselor granted your senior wish and carried around a pile of textbooks to all your classes. Or even just coming to school every day and sitting next to the same gum spot on a cement nub for 4 years, watching it turn gray. You climbed up at least 3 levels then. But more than anything, you're going to miss your friends. Because when you landed on someone else's hotel space and didn't have enough Monopoly money to pay them, your friends traded money for your mortgaged companies. Or they just mocked you because it's a game and your group of friends plays to win. But you know that if it was real life, they would use their sorry card on someone you both don't like. Chances are, as you pass go and head to the next stage of your life, you're going to form new alliances to defeat the Demogorgons of Munchkin, which is actually just Dungeons and Dragons for people who can't admit they're nerds. Whether you're going to college, or the military, or starting your career, or living in your mom's basement playing video games all day, you're going to have to teach your new friends how to play Rat Slap from the basics. It's intimidating, getting only a quarter of the way through the game of life and landing on a lose-your-job space. But the good news is there are a dozen other career cards to pick from, and more than half of a game still left to play. By the end, we'll be rich enough to retire at millionaire estates. And in real life, we're going to succeed. A lot of people doubt that. They say that millennials are lazy, inefficient, and unmotivated. We're perceived as too focused on technology and incompetent without it. While I do concede that the electronic credit card version of Monopoly is nowhere near as fun as the original, I think that technology can be used for real advancements, not just Twitter. I also think that as long as we're working hard towards our goals, we're allowed to take a Clash of Clans break. Because because we will accomplish whatever we set our minds to. Whether it is the opinion of others or even ourselves, which allows doubt to stand in the way of success, we should remain confident in our own abilities. We are about to start our own lives, and we get the chance to change society's perception of us. So protect your king. Get 4 in a row. Pick the higher card. Shuffle the deck and do it all again. But remember that real life has no get-out-of-jail-free card. So when you're 80, playing Scrabble on your porch, make sure that your life was meaningful. Slide down 2 levels, but climb up 3 more. My final advice to you, roll the dice, take a risk, and aim to win. Thank you.